What if I told you that 12 of the greatest legends in WNBA history have finally spoken out about Caitlin Clark, and their words are rewriting everything we thought we knew about her? The list of names alone reads like a Hall of Fame roll call, but it's the last two voices that have left fans speechless. For years, the narrative around Caitlin Clark was built on questions, doubts, and projections. Could she really translate her college dominance to the pros? Was her shooting range enough to survive the physicality of the WNBA? Those questions didn't just fade away. They were obliterated by a force of nature named Caitlin Clark. But what's happening now goes beyond numbers. The legends who once watched her from afar are finally admitting what the rest of the world already knew. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a revolution. Take Breanna Stewart, a three-time WNBA champion and two-time MVP. Stewart was one of the first veterans to recognize Clark's brilliance early in her rookie campaign, long before it became fashionable to do so. Having carried the league's spotlight herself, Stewart knows what it means to dominate on the biggest stage. And she didn't hesitate to say that Caitlin wasn't just living up to the hype. She was surpassing it. Then came Candace Parker, two-time MVP, multiple-time champion, and one of the most respected voices in sports media. On national television, Parker didn't just praise Caitlin Clark, she redefined her impact. Parker said plainly that Clark hasn't just changed women's basketball, she's changed basketball, period. She compared her to Steph Curry, not just for her limitless shooting range, but for her magnetism, her ability to fill arenas, to create villains and fans in equal measure, and to make every game feel like an event. The recognition didn't stop there. Tina Charles, the 2012 MVP, second all-time leading scorer, and one of the WNBA's longest tenured stars, added her voice to the growing chorus of respect. Charles has seen every phase of the league's evolution, from its early struggles to its modern revival, and she called the Caitlin Clark effect a privilege to witness firsthand. Charles said Clark isn't just another talented guard, she's a generational athlete redefining what's possible for women in sports. She credited Caitlin for bringing unprecedented attention and energy to the WNBA, saying that she's thankful to still be playing during such a transformative time. But the story takes an emotional turn when it comes to Maya Moore. Long before Caitlin Clark was a household name, she was just a kid in Iowa looking up to her idol, dreaming of one day being good enough to earn her recognition. That idol was Maya Moore, a four-time champion, 2014 MVP, and one of the most graceful players to ever touch a basketball. Caitlin often tells the story of running across a gym as a little girl, clutching her shirt for Moore to sign. It was the moment that solidified her dream. Years later, before Caitlin's final college game at Iowa, that dream came full circle when Maya Moore showed up to surprise her in person. The look on Clark's face said it all, pure shock, gratitude, and awe. But what made that moment truly special was what it represented. The torch being passed from one generation of greatness to the next. Maya Moore didn't just show up for a photo op. Nneka Ogwumike, the 2016 MVP and one of the league's most respected leaders, added another layer of validation. Known for her professionalism and poise, Ogwumike praised Clark's maturity, her team-first mentality, and her immediate chemistry with her teammates. After the All-Star game, she was caught on camera saying, "You can't deny her impact." For someone as thoughtful as Ogwumike, that wasn't just a throwaway line, it was a statement of fact. And then, in a twist that nobody expected, one of Caitlin's biggest critics came full circle. Diana Taurasi, who famously questioned whether Clark could handle the physicality and speed of the WNBA, has done a complete 180. After months of skepticism, Taurasi publicly admitted that Caitlin has exceeded even the wildest expectations. She called her a game changer, who's brought more attention to women's basketball than anyone in recent memory. Coming from the White Mamba herself, one of the fiercest competitors and bluntest voices in the game, that's about as high a compliment as it gets. But perhaps the most jaw-dropping revelation came from Sue Bird. The legendary point guard, who retired just before Caitlin entered the league, recently revealed that she's been quietly mentoring Clark behind the scenes. They've been having private conversations about how to handle fame, criticism, and pressure, and how to use her influence responsibly. Bird said her only regret about retirement is not getting to play against her. That's monumental. One of the greatest playmakers in WNBA history sees Caitlin Clark as not just her successor, but the future of the entire league. Add to that voices like Aja Wilson, the current face of the WNBA and two-time MVP, who's openly acknowledged how much Caitlyn's presence has elevated the entire league. Even Elena Del Don, another former MVP, has spoken about Clark's extraordinary basketball IQ and court vision, comparing her awareness to the greatest point guards in basketball history, male or female. These aren't casual compliments. They're admissions of greatness from players who have nothing left to prove. All of these endorsements are happening in 2025, a season where Caitlyn has spent much of her time recovering from injuries. That's what makes this recognition even more profound. Because if the league's energy dips when she's absent, it proves something undeniable. She isn't just good for the Fever. She's essential for the entire WNBA. Ratings drop, ticket sales cool, and the spotlight dims when she's not there. It's become painfully clear that Caitlyn Clark isn't just a player. She's the league's heartbeat. Her jersey sales are the highest in league history. Her games dominate national ratings. Social media engagement skyrockets every time she steps on the floor. And perhaps most importantly, she's inspiring a new generation. Kids across the country practicing deep logo threes and believing that women's basketball can be just as electric, just as thrilling and just as marketable as the men's game. Caitlyn Clark hasn't just changed the way the game is played, she's changed the way it's perceived. What's happening now is bigger than basketball. It's cultural. The very players who built this league, the Stewarts, Parkers, Moores, and Birds, are acknowledging that Caitlyn Clark has brought it to a new frontier. She's created rivalries, storylines, and drama that make every WNBA season must-watch TV. She's drawn casual fans into lifelong supporters, and she's made people care. Not because of marketing campaigns, but because of pure, undeniable greatness. So as Caitlyn Clark fights her way back to full strength in 2025, one thing is clear. She's not chasing validation anymore. She has it, from the fans, from the media, and now from the legends themselves. The greatest players in WNBA history have spoken, and their message couldn't be clearer. Caitlyn Clark isn't just the future of women's basketball. She is women's basketball. She's the present, the pulse, and the promise of what's still to come. If this breakdown of how 12 WNBA icons finally gave Caitlyn Clark her flowers blew your mind, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more powerful stories just like this one. Which legend's words surprised you the most? Was it Diana Taurasi's change of heart or Sue Bird's secret mentorship? Drop your thoughts below. And remember, the story of Caitlyn Clark is far from over. The best chapters are still being written.